Hey, this is Swaraj Murthy, aka Shmudi, and you're watching Just Bate.
I'm a fool for your love.
Hey guys, welcome back to Just Bate. My name is Aswin. In the last few episodes, I spoke about how consistency is the key. And like you can see, we weren't all that consistent enough. But hopefully, we have a lot of episodes coming up. Hopefully, we have a lot of guests coming up to talk about different ideas and topics. Like always, I have Praatibh alongside with me. It's been a long time since we have had a conversation, dude. But sticking along with the topic of this episode, Praatibh, have you ever? I mean, I know you used to draw. You also went to art classes, if I'm not wrong. But have you drawn something and were very proud of it, but when you showed it to someone, they were just disappointed and it broke your heart? Was that
So
an
I'll tell you
experience?
yeah. So when I was in like grade 3, maybe I used to do like these Dragon Ball Z drawings.
Yeah, oh yeah,
And
yeah.
my friend and I sort of started this comic. And I was like super like pumped about it, and I went and showed it. So me and my friend like we did this, and we were like, damn, it's come out really nice. Whatever. We came up with an original story, and then I went and showed it to my other friends, and they're like, "Bhai, kya bana raha hai tu?" Like it was so. I don't know. Like I personally liked it, but yeah. So to
Are you,
answer
s-
your question.
are you still proud of it?
Yes, 100%. But now that I look back at the drawings, they're like pretty bad.
Fuck
And
that, dude. You were
like
a
I sort of
third
figured
grade.
out that my drawing sucks.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter. Now go on, introduce the guest.
Cool. So we have a very special guest with us today, and geez, it's been a really long time since we recorded, so I'm a little conscious of what I'm saying. But yeah, I'll just tell you a little bit about our guest. And in fact, earlier today, I put out an Instagram poll asking you who our next guest is going to be, and we sort of asked you to guess what you think they are, if they're a graphic designer, illustrator, Twitch streamer. In a nutshell, the guest is pretty much all of these things and probably more that we don't know of, hence the episode itself. But yeah, very pleased to have with us Swaraj Murthy. Hi Swaraj, what's up? How's it going?
Hey, yo.
Can you tell me a little bit about your name? Like the Shmudi. I hope I pronounced that correct. Is it
Yeah, it's
Shmudi?
right.
Yeah, so is
It's
there a
the
story behind
weirdest
that?
thing. Yeah, so my real name is Swaraj Murthy, and
Oh, okay.
yeah. So if you keep saying Swaraj Murthy really fast, it turns
Mhm.
into
Oh
Smoothie or something like
yeah.
that.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I don't know why it came about, but I'm like, and then it just became Shmudi. It was smoothie, but then I'm like, this is just too fucking. It's normal. Like smoothie is just normal, but so you gotta add some kind of pizzazz to it. So yeah, that's why I went for like Shmudi. So it's pretty. eh. Yeah, and
Very
also
cool.
the funny thing is, on Twitch or like on any other platform, you need to have like numbers to like say you're different from someone else.
Right.
I don't have
Right.
to do that. So I'm the only one
Whoa!
in the yeah. That's a flex. Yeah.
That is
That was
super,
that was
super cool.
so you're basically the only one. So if anyone types you the exact way you say the way the name is, so like Shmudi is SHMEWDIE, you'll
Right.
always come to my page.
That is super
Bam.
cool. Now, starting off with the question, this is the most basic question that we can start off with. But how did you get into designing, illustration, and art in itself? Like, how did you get into art?
So okay, so going back to the roots basically was I did not really like art earlier. Like a lot of designers will come with a story that, oh, when I was a child, I loved to sketch. Oh wow, I saw this tree, I drew that tree. I saw this plant, I drew that. And then I was just like, dude, I had to do elementary and intermediate. There are these two exams for art in like the seventh and eighth grade, and then after that I didn't touch a pencil. And then I was like, but I still had that creative side to me where I'd like keep like trying to make new things. At home I'm a handyman. I like tearing things apart, making things back up. But then I went for this obviously like a career counseling thing, because after
Of
10th, who
course.
knows what they want to do.
Right.
And to the disappointment of my parents, it came as designing. So we're sitting there at the counselor's office, and then my mom and dad are just like staring at the counselor, and the
Mm-hmm.
counselor just looking at the report, and I'm ass at maths. Okay, like it's
Right.
horrible at maths. So she says, she looks at my parents. So she said, "Do you want to hear what I have to say, or do you want to hear what you have to say? Like
Nice.
or what you have
Right.
to think." And like, so that my parents like say whatever you have to say. We fucking paid money. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, he's a very creative kid. He if he was good at maths, I would have said engineering, but then he's very creative in his own little way, and he can do it. So then after that, I went to like a bit of coaching for design.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Sumitra auntie, my guru. Yeah, she's a Swede. So basically I got coached for design, and I'm like, I want to get into National Institute of Design, but National Institute of Design is another league of its own, and I'm like, you know what, I'll settle for second best. Let's go MIT. So then I'm like, yeah, fuck, I got into MIT, and that's like really sick. So MIT, for those who don't know, and those who are Malayalam will like the name of it. It's Myers Institute of Technology.
I did
Myers
not see
means
that coming.
cubes.
Yeah, I'm a
Yes.
Malayali, by the way.
There we go. Yeah, exactly. So every time I have a Malayali friend, they'll never tell the full form of MIT. They'll always be Maharashtra Institute of Technology. But yeah, so I got to MIT for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wanted to do graphic design is because I didn't want to animate. I was too lazy to animate,
Oh, oh,
and I
right.
liked illustrating and drawing a lot. So
Mm-hmm.
through the years, I saw that I just wanted to draw more, even though I never did it earlier, and I wish I did. That would
Mm-hmm.
have made me a better illustrator now. But soon I understood that there is a certain there are certain colors I like. There's a certain style I like. There are certain brushes I like, and I got into digital art straight away then and there. So most of my work would be heavily illustrated. Some of them would be comics as well, because I like expressing myself in different
Right.
ways.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's mostly my journey up till now, with a few internships and projects and stuff. I can say that now I'm a decent enough graphic designer, and because we are designers, we are very critical about ourselves, so we'll never.
Right.
If listen, whoever's watching, if a designer says, "Oh guys, I'm the best," never hire the person. Never ever hire that person.
Wow.
All right, because we got
Right.
to be critical about ourselves. So
Right.
yeah, that's where I'm coming from. Yeah.
You gave a shout out to your first guru, right? And how important do you think she was? Because she could have been the worst guru. She would have been someone who you didn't like. And do you think you would have continued with graphic and illustration if she wasn't?
So with Sumitra auntie, it's very different because there are 2 years that we go to her, and each year she will always be like, in the beginning you have to warm up to her and everything, and then once you do, she's like, you can say your grandma or like your second mother of sorts,
Right.
because
Mm-hmm.
she will look after you in that sense.
Mm-hmm.
Design thinking comes very differently to very varied people. Like for me, it was mostly observing things.
Right.
When people say design thinking, again, it's very subjective. So she kind of instilled the seeds of design thinking in you,
Mm-hmm.
and that's how you basically learn how to think as a designer. So for example, design thinking would be in the sense of, say, you have this bottle right here, right? So what makes it a good bottle is the question. So if someone would say, "Oh, I like the material; it's metal, so it's good." Oh, I like the colors; it looks nice. But a design thinker, like, this is going to be very subjective. So please don't come at me. But so like a design thinker would be like, okay, so there is this rubber on this part. So when you hold it, it will never slide off your hand as fast. There is a lanyard here, so you can put it on your bag. It's easier. There is a shield on top of the zipper that kind of shields it from like other debris and dirt and all that. And it's easy to open because of that rubber thing. So basically observation, where you observed it, you did it, you tested it out, and then you're like, okay, fine, this is why this bottle is really good, this is why
Right.
this design is really good. So the same applies to like graphic design, or any other kind of design like product animation and all. So if you it's like having a taste of things, like like it's like an acquired taste of sorts.
Right. Right. Yeah,
Like
makes sense.
you will always wear a certain color over a certain pair of jeans. Why is that?
That is true. Yeah.
Because of colors.
Right.
So
Yeah.
understanding of colors, understanding what works, what doesn't,
Mm-hmm.
that comes through only time. And
Right.
yeah.
I am not a writer. I'm an ambitious writer. Hopefully, one day I become one. And I know Praatibh writes as well. And I also know that both of us have different processes because I have to force myself to sit down with an idea. I can't have an inspiration and take my laptop and write. I have to force myself. An idea will be there in my head for a month or two, and then I force myself to sit down. Praatibh, how's it for you? How do you sit down and write? How do you about it?
It's similar. Again, it depends on what I'm sort of looking to write. Like recently, I've been focusing a lot on more tech-oriented articles, so it's a little easier for me to write those because I have like facts there, so I just have to put the ideas together. But if it's a little more abstract, then it becomes like really tough. Like I really need to like just like go about my day, and then something clicks, and then I'm like, okay, ab likhta hu types.
Yeah, see,
So yeah, there's
see,
no fixed method.
yeah, I can't do that. I
Yes.
need a fixed pattern. Like I have to force myself to sit down. So the question basically, what's your routine like? Like when you get an idea, how do you put that on paper? Let's say for the sake of it, but how do you go about it? How do you have a set routine, or do you have to force yourself? What's your mental
That's
status
that's
like?
a good question because I've never been asked that question before. And okay, so the answer to that would be honestly inspiration. And when I say this, trust me, I don't want to sound like inspiration. Oh, beautiful. No,
Right.
I mean to say that inspiration does come from like everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And when I mean that, I'll always like, so for example, if you have like a design project, you always start with steps, in the sense that you will first start off with a mood board. You'll no first an inspiration board. From that inspiration board, you'll pick out a few colors that you like. From that color palette, you will find yourself a mood board. And from that mood board, you will basically sort of start sketching or drafting and like getting feedback from your faculty, feedback from your friends, most importantly, because peer learning is very essential as a designer. And yeah, like you basically sit down and then you rule out things that work, don't work, and you work on that basically. So let's give an example. Say I want to create a poster. Okay, it can be a poster on um, say chocolates or toffees. And I now when you say that, I suddenly get colors of pink in my head. When you say like chocolates or like toffees, I get like blues and pinks. I get a lot of like whites and yellows. Like, see, colors come in, right? There you go, inspiration. Well, because of your past experiences, because of your past things, I go back all the time to my childhood, honestly. So say if you say, yeah, again, like I said, toffee or something like that, I'll think of fusion gum. Oh wow, that the color, the red. Oh, Bobalu was there, that the blue, Boomer, the pink, all that stuff. They're chewing gums, but they're still chocolates and toffees at the end of the day. And then
Yeah.
you kind of Google all that. So you Google like, okay, assortment of toffees in front of you, and then you pick colors from that. You color pick tool it, and then you make boxes of a color swatch. And then from that, you basically try illustrating the said object, go to your faculty, see what works, what doesn't. Most important thing is that you need to lead the eye of the viewer in a certain way. So there are design theories where you need to have something like hierarchy or emphasis on a few elements, so that everything looks balanced or everything looks a certain way. Now, for example, look at your phone. If you have like an Android phone, an iPhone, or whatever, everything is supposed to be in order. Everything is supposed to be in hierarchy. They're all the same. And that's what's amazing, in the sense that in design, you have to learn how to tell a story with your eyes, like, to the viewer's eyes, basically.
Right.
And that's the process which I would take, in the sense that always start with an inspiration, think of colors, think of, a certain style.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't stress this enough. It's very important to take references. I still am very lazy to open up some drawing and then sketch it again, so that like I learn from that drawing. But
Right.
yeah, it's very important to see references. That's what it is. Yeah.
It's very interesting. I have a question for you because you spoke about design theory and stuff. So
Sure.
Pratibh and I, again, we were once ambitious cricketers. So we can play the game, but we are big nerds about the game. So we know stats, we think about technique, we go behind the science about how the game works. So how are you when it comes to design and illustration? Do you just care about what you're doing, or do you love learning about the art and what goes behind? Like you said, design theory and colors popping out. So do you like learning about that? Are you someone who wants to learn about this, or just put it on paper?
I'm mostly the guy who goes by feel of things instead of studying it down to the very essence of it.
Right.
Because I'm very practical while I do work, in the sense that if I have drawn something, I've illustrated something, used certain colors, and I didn't like it, I'm never gonna use it again. I learned my lesson. And
Right.
yeah, so when I keep it's basically trial and error, right? You do it and then you understand, oh fuck, this doesn't work. Or you do it, oh this is sick, and then you use some elements of that, and then you basically work your way through a project. But design theory in essence is taught to us in foundation. So I'll explain what foundation is. So foundation is a culmination of every single aspect of design, in the sense that you will learn how to make models, you will learn how to draw, you will have theories of design. We don't have exams, we have something called juries, where you have a panel of people sitting in front of you and you explain your work. So it's not like exams. Exams would have been way better.
Whoa.
Yeah, jury is and in the jury, it's not just like your teachers, it's faculties from the departments, and they are randomized. So it's like a it's like Jalak Dikhlaja, but you don't know the judges.
Is that where you get the practice of selling your work?
Hell yeah. Hell yes. I mean, I did take speech and drama as a kid. That really helped me, honestly.
Nice.
But yeah, like just being able to be confident in your work was like is the best thing. And I'll tell you a funny thing, like a really cool story from my jury. Okay, so my very first jury was actually one of my best juries that I've ever given. So in the past, we had a course called IDS. It's called Inter Design Studies, and we had to go to a village. And during that trip, some one of my friend told one of my faculties, just like out of fun, like I do mimicries of my faculty and all that. And I did do that. And so it was like, oh fuck, I'm scared. So during that trip, the faculty called me into the front of the bus, and like I did all the foundation faculties mimicries. They were laughing, they were good sports about it, but it's just scary because they can fuck you up for that.
Yeah,
The people
for
don't
sure.
like getting mimicked.
Yeah.
So I was giving my jury, and then I was the last one of the week, and the last one of the day as well. So you know how tired the jury members would be, right?
Yeah.
They were like, "Fuck, I'm tired," but I didn't let that get to me because I wanted to sell my shit, and I was like really like happy and passionate about it. And the most scariest thing was the head of department of the graphic design department was one of my panelists. So it was like added pressure. So I was just
Right.
like, fuck, I gotta do this probably. And so when I was like halfway done and like about to finish, so one of the panelists is like, sir, आपको पता है ये नकल निकालता है teacher की, like he mimics teachers. And then like, oh really? It was like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. You know what you do? You like they were like basically they were having that much fun with the jury.
Right.
So they basically told me to imitate one of my faculty members while sitting in the seat of the panelist,
Bruh.
and the panelist would be in my place giving a jury.
Wow. My
That
God.
that that hands down is the
Uh,
best jury story I have ever heard for myself. It was great. Like it's weird, right? And like it's the funniest thing is that I'm acting as one of the faculty members, and that same faculty member is in the room at the back, taking another person's jury.
My God, dude.
So it's like a full mumbo jumbo of things about to go wrong, but it just didn't go wrong, and it went right.
Thank
So
God for
I
that. And
still
now
have
you
good
have
lost
a.
my
fuck, yeah.
faculty for that video though. He recorded me and like he's like and he's just standing there at the side. He's just like recording me
Nice.
nicely. It's like yeah, it's a lot of fun. My
Praatibh,
God, that was scary.
before you ask
Mhm.
a question, I just have to say that I love that laugh. It's a good laugh.
That is like a 40-year-old uncle laugh.
Yeah,
Eh?
figured. Yeah,
Arey beta, come here. That shit.
too good
Yeah.
enough. Praatibh, go on.
Ah, good shit, dude. I mean, that's a great story to have, and and it happened in college. And the next thing we were going to talk about is design as a career choice in India. So, yeah, that's essentially what my question is. Design as a career choice in India. I know you wanted to talk a little bit about it, so go ahead.
Yeah. So I number one, I'm yet to graduate. I don't know when this video
Yeah.
will go out, but
Okay.
I'm yet to graduate. I'm in my fourth year. So I won't be the best person to tell you, but I'll tell you what I have understood from it.
Yeah, fair
Uh,
enough.
so in India, the worst part about design is that the clients want a lot for just like a little bit of revenue, and we are a creative field, so there isn't like something that we don't have that age as an engineer does. Like when I say age, I mean engineering has been in India for so long.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
dad did it, my great grandfather did all that stuff. And so you will pay an engineer more than a designer in essence, in theory. So, and also the type of design you do matters, and the type of company you get into matters. So for me, I don't like corporate work. I have made that very evident with the work I put out. So a lot of people in my batch, or like a lot of designers who are graphic designers, would do stuff like, oh, look at these icons I have made. Oh, look at these fonts. Oh, look at these posters I have made. While I go around making a short film about a superhero can't, shut his powers. So it's weird in the sense that people like me find it really difficult to get a project that they really like working on. And maybe I don't fall into the traditional sense of a graphic designer, but it's very essential to know what you want and you don't want. Money will come. Money, if you're looking for in the beginning, it will come. Just know that you're treated well in the company you go to, and you're like your skills are acknowledged, because obviously
Right.
they'll hire you for a reason. But it's always the fact that you should be acknowledged in the sense that okay, you're doing well. But sometimes it's okay to be treated like shit, because then you know what hell is, and then
Right,
you
yeah.
basically rise from it.
Fair enough.
So continuing the whole aspect of design careers in India, it's growing, I would say, because I'm seeing that a lot of people want a graphic designer on their team, because we need someone for the post, the social media,
Yeah.
a lot of that. Um, as a second year student or third year student, that would be the only kind of work you might get. If you're lucky enough, you can explore graphic design from these studios that you might intern for or work for. Like you dude, there are so many amazing things out there. Like some people will teach you like pattern making on t-shirts. Make your own merchandise, dude. Sell that shit.
Right.
It's all about like starting, like I know my juniors. Okay, I have never delved into uh like having merch of my own, but I want to surely in the one day perhaps. But there are few people,
That's
like,
so
yeah,
cool.
like few
Right.
people as my juniors, they started like doing their own merchandise. They started like having their small businesses of sorts. And you don't have to really, they're not working for someone, are they? They're just doing it out of their own curiosity. So if you're curious about something, you will find a way to get the answer to it, is what I would say. So that whole idea of getting a job in a big company and all is just gonna make you feel happy for that 1 second or that 1 month that you are working there, in the sense that you have that name. But are you is that curiosity of yours still getting fueled, is what I would say. Is that will to like know more and learn more is getting fueled, is what I would say. So
But
you need to know that.
I, where do you draw the line though? Because you said big companies might come to you, but they might ask you to do something that you're not interested in, but they
You
might
draw
give
the
you.
line when you are not getting enough money, or you want more money, basically.
Fair enough. That's
The
right.
most blunt and the most simplest way, dude. Google comes to me, says, hey, you know what, I give you 2 lakhs per day as salary.
Yeah.
Fuck, take me,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
yours. But
I'll do.
also, yeah, you need to be able to know that if you're running behind the money, you will get it. If you're not running behind the money and you're getting experience, go for it as well, because at the end of the day you will get paid some way or another. So yeah.
That's a really nice message. If you, I mean, if you want the money, you'll get it, or if you want experience, you'll get the money eventually anyway.
Yeah.
Now, I think it's a good segue to the next question because, like you were talking about career options, and then there's family. There's a lot of people who go against the idea of doing something that's apart from engineering or doctor or lawyers, and then you have friends who you were talking about. Criticism is important. Peer opinions are important when you show your work. that can have a lot of mental pressure, right? You can be exhausted and still have to work. So, are there days where you just don't want to do it? Like, you don't want to do it, you want to sit back. Like, there were these the past couple of weeks, this reason we didn't put out an episode is because I was mentally exhausted. But we had to work and we had to put out episodes. So, are there times when you're just out of it and you don't want to listen to anyone, you don't want to do anything, but you have to do it? So, how do you go about doing it?
So in 2020, I sort of had this really, you know, like a outburst of like sadness. I would say, like, like there are days where you just like keep it inside, and then one day just like it all explodes.
Right.
So that's like, I think in July was the time, and I just deleted Instagram, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
And because on Instagram you'll always see like people having such amazing work,
Yeah.
this guy got hired there, and you feel like you're not doing much for yourself. And you basically, because everyone is the hero of their story, right? So when you see someone else getting better than you, yeah, obviously some people will take it a positive way, but that's in an ideal scenario. That's a very, our world is super pessimistic about things. We're negative people. That's what drives us to be better. Being negative is not being like, being an asshole about things. Being negative is being criticizing yourself, like being critical about yourself. Yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry, English. But yeah, so it's just about like, when you talk about days where you don't feel like working, you will have those, and that will be very frequent when you reach your stages where you're about to graduate and you're about to go into the industry in itself.
Mm-hmm.
Because honestly, every time you sit to sketch, you'll always think of something better to do other than sketching.
Right.
It's the same as working out. It's the same as doing something repeatedly every day for the next few months. And you will get drained out, because you're like a vessel. Like, look at yourself as a water bottle that needs to be filled every once in a while. And there will be days where you'll be completely empty. You'll
Right.
be bone dry,
Yeah.
and you won't have any idea what to do. Those are the days where you have to be careful. When I say careful, I mean don't let yourself spiral out of
Right.
control.
Yeah.
It's a very, it's not a mature thing. It's a very important thing to know how to do it. I personally haven't learned it yet, and it's very essential to talk about it to one another.
Right.
Because in India as well, we have this bad habit of hiding our feelings and acting like everything in the world is okay when it's not. You
Yeah.
can talk about having a bad day to someone in the sense that, oh, I couldn't do any work today because I'm feeling like shit. That's what I told my faculty one day when I'm like, so I'm not feeling it. I don't want to do anything today. Fine, you still have time till your deadline. Take a few days off. Tell your boss that your mental health is very important when working,
Right.
especially in a creative field. I don't, okay, so it's going to be a very controversial opinion right now,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't drink or I don't do any kind of like drugs as such. Like, I've noticed that a lot of graphic designers, like designers in general, like weed a lot because it kind of helps them calm down while doing assignments, and calms, like, helps them think lot of ideas, because I don't know if they see colors or not, because I haven't really tried anything.
Yeah.
So maybe like, because maybe those days that might help you. I don't know, honestly. I don't judge anyone who goes into all that, but it's also the fact that you need to understand
I
that you
like
need,
how you're very careful about things. I really like that.
yeah, because you can get a lot of flack for your opinions
Yeah, yeah.
online, right?
That's
So
true.
you got
Yeah.
to be careful about what you say and what you
Mm-hmm.
believe in.
Yeah.
So I have to keep telling my mom that weed is not that bad, even though I
Mm-hmm.
don't use it. And then
Mm-hmm.
she's like, "No, memory loss drug hai. Yes, you'll forget everything." I'm like, "No, ma, just." But yeah, like, so I'm just saying, like, there are days where you will feel burnt out, and that burnout comes relatively quicker when you are like in a professional field. And
Right.
the added pressure of you being an employee and you delivering what you have been hired for is even worse. So if anyone is still in a design college, hey, you know what? It's just marks that you're losing. But here, it's also like you're standing with your boss, perhaps, or
Mm-hmm.
you're standing with your colleagues. You have to pull your own weight.
Right.
So that's one aspect that is a very shit aspect that we have, because we don't talk about it. It can be better if we talk about it. It can be better if every company has ice breaking sessions with their employees to know, to tell them that, okay, you know what, things are okay, you can play a game with me, or you can chill out. So it's very essential that we understand that it's okay, it's completely okay. And the biggest advice that I can give a person that's just going to go into deaf ears is, don't compare yourself to others. And the reason why I say it goes on deaf ears is because you are going to compare yourself with others. That's how you become better. But I will say it still is because you shouldn't. Look, always feel, yeah, always feel grateful to like where you are. Like right now, I'm being interviewed by two amazing hosts, and I'm grateful for that. And am I not? Because
Wow.
you need to
Right.
be, yeah, you need to be able to be feel grateful about the tiniest things that you have around you, so that you don't feel burnt out on days you're gonna get fucked up for.
That's true, yeah. Completely agree with that. I think that's one way we go about our things too. And I think people don't realize this because you're in a creative field. They assume that because you're in a creative field, it must be all fun and games. You're designing stuff, you're drawing stuff. So, how can you get tired? Because you're not an engineer.
Yeah, firstly, Twitch streaming. How did you get into Twitch streaming, and what's the story around that?
So honestly, I wanted to get into some kind of online presence,
Mm-hmm.
because you know what, I remember Steve was saying this, your attention means the world to me, if that makes
Okay.
sense.
Yeah.
And that quote kind of stuck with me, and I was like, fuck, that'd be really sick. And I'm really good at talking. I like talking.
Evidently,
And
yeah.
Read.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like talking a lot, and I like playing games. So what is
Mhm.
the two things that you can do together? Oh, start a Twitch channel. Fair.
Right.
Okay, let's go.
Mhm.
I wanted to start in 2020, and I wish I did, because that's the time when everyone was like on their phones, and like
Yeah.
I would have gotten a good amount of viewership then. But hey, you know what? No complaints there.
No, yeah.
I at
That.
least started. At least started. That's the big thing.
Yeah. Mhm.
So I started in July of last year, and that was just because I was like, I started preparing for it in 2020, like started making, learning tutorials on like what is OBS, how do you make overlays, how do you make, transitions and all that. And I kind of had this little setup in mind. I even did like a few recordings of myself playing random games,
Mhm.
purchased this mic as well,
Mhm.
and like thinking that, you know what, I have to do something. And when I did start, I think that was the best thing. Because when, like in the beginning, you have no one in chat, you're talking to yourself, there is a camera in front of you. All you do is just talk, and there'll be some one of your best friends or like one of your friends just sitting in chat, not really replying or responding because
Yeah.
they've just left you on and gone
Right.
to do better things. That's okay,
Mhm.
At least they're there. At least they're there to support you. And but what hit you even, what hit me even worse is that there was only like, like one person whenever I'd end the stream, or like two people when I end the stream. It's coming back this week, where it's like one person and two people and all. But then as I kept going and I kept making connections through Twitch as a platform, being part of other people's communities, and like it started from the fact that I was like in part of like other people's communities, and like kept interacting with other streamers and other content creators, and then collaborating with them. That's how I got that community that I wanted.
That is cool, dude. I hope the community and the family grows. And yes, not going into YouTube because of the editing part. I support you on that. Man, I edit the videos and it's a pain in the ass. I hate every bit of it, but it's fine. I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world. But you also, off record, you also told us how your idea of streaming in Twitch is to bring India on the map. And I want to ask you about it again. What's your
Yeah.
idea behind bringing India on the map?
So when I talk about it in that sense, it's also the fact that, okay, so I might not be in the same category as a lot of Indian streamers, because most of them will play mobile games on their phone, and it's a lot of the buntai crowd as such.
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe I don't really fit into that segment, or the
Mm-hmm.
the culture as such. But
Right.
what I'm trying to do is like, I have a lot of international viewers, and I like want them to like understand that yes, there are people in India who can be streamers as well.
Right.
If you go on the India tag on Twitch, you'll only find like 50 or 25 channels live at the moment,
Right.
while there are like hundreds and millions of channels that are there from other countries. And maybe, bringing up that level of streaming as such, or Twitch as such in India, would be something amazing, because number one, it helped me in my career. Number two, it'll also help like other people like who want to build a Twitch community. Because yeah, you have YouTube, but nothing beats the community aspect of Twitch. So that's one thing, like it's really essential to understand that there would be streamers that you would like to watch, and you're part of their life now, and you are like basically helping them through a lot of things. So yeah, that's what I would like to encourage. And also the fact that in India, that the concept of giving is not as much. Like I've noticed, like yeah, I'm gonna be damn blunt about it,
That's
but
true.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
true. It's
in
true. Yeah.
in India, you have no concept of giving, because every time you do something in charity, it'd be like like you want to be known for it, or you want to be
Hmm.
like. So for me, when I have Twitch as a thing, I don't expect any income from it. I honestly don't. I do it for
Hmm.
the fun of it. But
Yeah.
like if us Indians, right, like we really like we can't support anyone, honestly, because we are all kids and we don't have money.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
trying to make a career out of that would just be it would be a really beautiful dream, but
A
not at the
painful
moment.
task. Yeah.
Yeah, painful
Yeah.
task as well. So yeah, but the best part, the best feeling is when you actually do get your first paycheck from that platform, right? That's the best feeling. And when you go tell your parents that, hey ma, look at this, I
Mm.
played video game for 5 months and I got paid this much.
Yeah.
So it's a really fulfilling feeling. And that's what I want to like share to other Indians as well, is because there are people who are there, and like there are Indians who are talented as well, and they can fucking put Twitch like India's name on Twitch, honestly. And yeah, that's what I wanted to like put forth. It's like, fucking do it, just start Twitch. There is YouTube as well, but just we can do well on this platform as well. All of us can do really well on this platform.
Damn, dude, I love your passion. I love the passion in which you go about it, and I hope there are more
Thank you.
Indians, and there are a lot more. And you would be one of the biggest streamers one day who put India on the
Oh,
map. Yeah,
hopefully, man, like I
yeah,
swear,
yeah.
hopefully.
Pratibh, you were gonna say something? You're
Yeah,
muted, man.
I wanted to say this is whoever's watching and you want to get into streaming, this is your sign to start
Yeah,
right
this
now.
is your
So
sign to
good
start.
luck.
Listen to him. He's been giving good advice. Listen to the man. Pratibh, do you want to ask one last question before I ask my
Yeah,
one
yeah.
last question?
Yes, sir. A little bit about Web3 as well. Last week, in fact, last episode, we had Rishi on. I guess it was last episode. And we sort of spoke about Web3 and everything. And I know Swaraj is also doing a lot of stuff in Web3 right now. So you're also coming out with your own collection, if I'm not wrong, probably
Yeah,
soon
I'm
or in a while.
still working on it. I'm still
Okay.
working on it. It would take a little while because I'm
Hmm.
still understanding Web3 just
Right,
like you
right.
guys, and
Same,
I
same.
have zero clue. Like because I'm just scared because every one of them on that platform is
Hmm.
either really enthusiastic or sort of sussy, in the sense that I will take your Tezos from you. Is that it's like that, But I'm learning. I have like I'm working with a good like knowledgeable people in that field, a good
Right.
team of
Yeah.
people who are like helping me in my journey
Hmm.
as I'm helping them in theirs. So slowly and steadily, I'm gonna work on the Shmu collection. I think I posted like I keep working on the collection on Instagram. Like I have
Okay.
an art page where I just
Hmm.
upload them. I haven't minted them yet. Slowly and steadily, once I do have six of them, they'll be minted. And I don't know how I'll do it, but yes, I will do it. Yes, I will.
You
See,
will. You will.
Good
drive
luck
the
on
drive
that.
the drive.
Yes, the
So
drive.
I like that's my style right now. Is like so
Hmm.
my style keeps changing because I keep evolving, but that's my art style right now. And yeah, so it's a really like fun color scheme. The illustrations
Yeah.
also have an eye in it all the time. So the eye has been my signature since like I think last year, honestly. I really started liking drawing the eye everywhere. Wherever it had like Shmew or something, it'll have like my
Yeah.
eye there. So yeah, so it's gonna be called, I don't know what it's gonna be called, but for now we're just gonna call it the Shmew collection. We're
That's nice.
gonna
Yeah.
try and push it out there in the future. So yeah, let's see where it goes. Yeah.
Hopefully you
Good luck
do,
with
man.
that, dude.
Hopefully you
Yeah.
do. Yeah, good luck with that. So many things coming up, and I hope you get them all. Honestly. Now we have taken an hour of your time. By the way, I love that shirt. I should have
Really?
pointed it
Oh,
out way
Bro,
thank you.
earlier.
in fact,
Yeah.
I saw that shirt today on Myntra and I put it in my wish list.
Oh,
Nothing
really?
very
Are
similar
you
shirt. Yeah.
serious?
Dude, this is called the dad collection.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
so-
okay.
Yeah, I took it from my dad's closet. That's why.
Oh,
Beautiful.
Yeah.
but I love the t-shirt. But yeah, shirt. But like I said, we have taken an hour of your time, and this is how we end our episodes. Are you a tea or a coffee person?
I'm a. It depends what my mom made, so I just don't. I don't fight it.
Do you have a preference?
Coffee. Yeah, coffee.
Ah,
But,
enough.
but, but,
Okay.
if there is that khari biscuit or the khari, I will have tea.
Really?
Tea.
That?
If that khari biscuit thing is there, my mom comes with a khari
Interesting
biscuit in my
answer.
room. Yes, I will have tea.
Yeah. As long as tea is there in your answer, we support you. Good job. That's awesome.
Okay, if you want more consolation for that, I did run behind my college peon for tea, for free tea, because they would
Really?
always have like a jug for the faculty, and I'll just like fucking slip one nicely, like have a quick shot of tea. Yeah, that
Well
was
done, man.
the
Well
best
done.
thing ever, dude. What a memory, though. Yeah, that was a really good time.
Wow.
Just a shot of tea to get your day going.
Worth it. If it's a shot of
Worth
tea,
it.
it's all worth it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm,
Guys, this has been a long episode. Hopefully, I don't really know. I have to edit things out. But this is the episode. I could listen to you for a very long time and ask you questions because you're just that kind of guy. I
Hop
love
in on
listening.
Twitch. Come, I am
Oh, yeah.
live. Yeah, come.
Yeah, he is live on Twitch. So we'll put all of his links in the description below. Twitch, Instagram, his art page on Instagram, his Twitter, everything. We'll put it on in his description below. So please go check him out. Listen to the dude. He's absolutely brilliant. So check him out. Guys, we'll have episodes coming up alternative Sundays. That's the hope. That's the hope. Follow us everywhere. Links are below. Praatibh, do you want to say something before we sign off?
No, nothing from my side. Most of the episode for me was cut. But
Yeah.
from whatever I heard, I mean, Swaraj, you seem like a great person, and like
Yeah, man.
just your ideas and your way of thinking about stuff is really refreshing. Firstly,
Yes.
and I'm really looking forward to seeing how your work
Yeah.
progresses and evolves and
So-
comes out. And hopefully, I'll mint some of your NFTs eventually if I have the money.
Really?
It's on
Oh.
record,
So-
boys. It's on record. So, Swaraj.
No pressure. No pressure. Yes.
Yeah, no problem. Swaraj, thank you so much
Yes.
for joining in.
Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure. And also, you guys are really fucking amazing hosts. Okay, let me tell you that.
Thanks, man.
You guys have a really good energy. All right, like it's been a while since I've had like a really fun, like video call of sorts. So
Mhm.
yeah, dude. If any one of you are watching, just subscribe to the channel,
That's
hit
right.
a like, and you guys have been to temples, right? Smack that bell,
Yeah.
call the gods,
Ah,
and I don't know, just do it.
Hit that bell icon.
nice.
Yeah.
That was
Perfect.
such a good shout out. Guys, listen to the man. Thank you so much for watching. Peace.
Yo, thanks for tuning into the latest episode of Just Batein. We hope you enjoyed it and that it left you inspired. Thanks for all your support, and maybe you could support us just a little more by maybe going to our Instagram and Twitter and giving us a follow there. And also you can listen to us on all podcasting platforms, right from Spotify to Apple Podcasts to Google Podcasts. Cheers.